Okay, so I usually start with figures by drawing a head, of course, because everybody's got a head. Well, unless you're headless, then you're probably dead. But, so, I make an oval for the head, right? And then you measure 7 heads is the height of a person, usually. Could be taller, could be shorter. So we're going to mark the height at 7 heads and draw lines straight down. Now, you don't want your figures looking stiff, even if you're a beginner. I still think it's a good thing to teach beginners how to draw figures that aren't stiff, even if they don't even know how to draw a body, because if you're going to learn how to draw a human body, then you have to learn how to draw a good one and not a bad one. So I usually measure about 3 heads is the torso. 1, 2, 3, right there. And then probably we have to usually determine the hips and the shoulders sometimes. So we're going to have this person leaning on one hip. So their hip's going to be angled downward like this. And the shoulder is going to be the opposite. I love doing this because it looks more dynamic and cool. So the shoulder's just going to be, one is up and one's going to be down. The hips, one's going to be down, one's going to be up. So let's draw the rib cage, which is always just going to be like an oval. That's pretty much how I do rib cages. Draw this darker so it's not completely, okay. Now we have to draw, I usually draw the leg, whichever leg has the pressure, whichever leg they're leaning on, I'll probably draw first. And when I draw a line straight down to the ground, I usually put the foot right there, because it's supporting the whole body's weight. It's right going down to right here. And then the other leg is probably going to be going like that, just sort of, chilling, not really putting their weight on that leg as much. And then I usually draw my legs a little bit like that, sort of like 2 cylinders and then a circle, a sphere in between to connect them together. And then, the hips, they're going to be like that, maybe. Cylinder, circle, cylinder. Sort of like that. And now, since this hip is popped out, it's going to be sticking out a little bit more than this one. The way I draw hips is usually like a dip, then another dip, because that's how hips are actually shaped. Like that, and then that, sort of. Now we're going to draw this arm, which is the one doing the posing more. And we're just going to put that arm with the hand on the hip, like this. And arms are similar. They're like 2 cylinders connected by an elbow. The elbow is smaller and less noticeable than a knee, actually. Well, obviously. But, yeah. Let's make the elbow stick out a little bit right here. And then hands. Yeah, let's draw some hands. Everyone loves drawing hands. But there's a simplified way you can do it, which is I usually just draw fingers sort of like rectangles. And then I always put the 2 middle fingers together because it's way easier to draw them that way. And the pinky's just on the end and the thumb's not in sight. Thank goodness. Okay, and now the shoulder. Shoulder is sort of like a cylinder, but it's not like the knee. It's more flattened out, sort of. And the arm is just going to be hanging here. Probably covered up by the leg. The hand is probably going to be covered up by the leg, I guess. And now, here is the right here, and the neck is going to come down right here and connect to the body. Usually I have back muscles that go behind the neck, like that, on somebody who's a little more muscular. And men usually have thicker necks than women. And the head is going to be pointed forward, like that. We're going to draw a line in the middle, because that's where we put our eyes. And then I usually go from there to draw the ears, because the ears will actually help you determine where the eyes and the nose are, because I usually put my eyes at the top of the ears, nose at the bottom of the ears, like that. And mouth goes like right where the jawline is, sort of. Then we got some hair. I'm gonna give him a nice little middle part because, yeah. Okay. And that is a simple drawing of a figure. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up the figure, sort of make it darker, and probably gonna speed up that process.